Jalen Rose, Jalen Jacoby. We are Jalen Jacoby. What exactly that we do?
We people! What they want.
We will preview the final four games. We have some interesting sound from Draymond, but we start with a clash of two Western Conference powerhouses. It was Clippers up at the Nuggets, and the Nuggets won this one. Jalen, which one of these two teams are you more confident in a playoff scenario?
The Denver Nuggets. These two teams hit in the playoffs last year, and Denver won. They actually got better. Adding Gordon and JaVale McGee, figuring out a closing lineup with Barton handling the ball in the back with Jamal Murray. The Joker's now elevated himself to MP status. For the Clippers, I know when I'm going to get from Kawhi, an elite level player in the game. I know when I'm going to get from the coaching staff and Tyronn Lue. The question is what's going to happen in their backcourt. That's why they went Rajon Rondo. The question is, what's going to happen with Paul George when the playoffs start? Is it going to be playoff or a pandemic? So right now, answer to this question is the Denver Nuggets.
I agree with Nuggets, and someone that you didn't mention has been playing really lately. That's Michael Porter Jr. Do you remember when they drafted him? He was slipping in the draft. The Nuggets got him late as a flyer. Well, that ticket has paid off because Michael Jr. has played really well lately, and I like the addition of Aaron Gordon and him. You can interchange them. You can stagger them. It's a really good team that's coming together in Denver, and because of that, like you, I'm more confident in the Nuggets.
And so let me tell you about the dynamics of a roster and how you are a skill set. So when you look at Michael Porter and you look at Aaron Gordon, you want Aaron Gordon to do all of the things that Michael Porter can do, and or vice versa. But you need to replace Jeremy Grant. So now you bring Aaron Gordon. He could be your slasher. He could be your rim runner. He could be your defender. And Michael Porter Jr. can be your scorer. So now Aaron Gordon, he had to play a role. So great job by their front office and bringing in a guy that really helped them in particular come playoff time.
Absolutely. The Denver Nuggets are getting better, and a team that is not getting better in the last few years are the Golden State Warriors. They lost the Heat last night, and after the game, Draymond Green had really interesting thoughts on where they're as a team. Let's listen to Draymond.
Fighting for a playing spot does not motivate me. Wearing 10, fighting for a play spot doesn't motivate me at all. I don't go into these games thinking at all, right to the fringe, need to win these games playing spot. No.
Interesting. Jalen, what do you mean by fighting playoff spot does not motivate me?
Let me tell you guys a secret. Draymond Green is from the hood. He from Saginaw, Michigan, okay? When he got into the NBA, he was a champion. And then all of us, he made it to the league and won 3 rings. He got a chance to win one, and he got a chance to win 2 as a part of super team when the Warriors added Kevin Durant. So when I'm talking about Phoenix and Utah and the Clippers, when I'm talking about Portland and Denver and the Pelicans, I'm talking about Memphis and Dallas. The reason why I don't say the Golden State Warriors, because you know what Steph and Draymond Green don't want to do? Get by in the first round.
No.
That's what they don't want to do. And so the playing game puts you in position. He's so excited to get in. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I do my Carlton. I'm about to look at, and it's like, wait, hold on. We get bounced in the first round. So Draymond Green has set a standard. The Golden State Warriors have set a standard, Kobe. They're not going to be celebrating getting into the playoffs.
And it could be those Mavs in 7, or it could be the Lakers slide all the way to 7 could play in that game against the Warriors. That would make for an interesting night of television. That's the Western Conference. Bring our eyes to the East Conference, and the Brooklyn Nets have another new boy. LaMarcus Aldridge made his debut for the Nets, and LaMarcus looked pretty good. He's always in the mid-post. Not only did he score, but 6 assists in this one. Jalen, what kind of impact do you expect LaMarcus to have for this Brooklyn team?
I told you when Kevin Durant signed the Nets, get used to the words, KD to 5. You bring in LaMarcus Aldridge, so he don't have to play as many minutes as that spot. And again, they're doing a terrific job. Big out Deshaun Mark, adding quality offensive talented depth. Go with the creativity of James Harden and Kyrie Irving, shooting of Joe Harris, bringing seasoned veterans that are hungry for rings like Big Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge. It all looks good, except I ain't seen Kevin Durant yet. So I see him back and forth with Rappaport. I see people put up old tweets. Until K is in uniform of the Nets, they ain't winning the East. They're not winning the East with Kevin Durant. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out as the season continues to progress. But they're doing an excellent job putting themselves in position to not only win the East, be a formidable foe in the NBA Finals.
Absolutely, and they added Lamar Aldridge and Blake Griffin through the buyout mark, something that we've been discussing a long time on the show, which leads to some good news.
To everyone else, it's breaking news. To Jalen and Coatsners, it's broken news.
Jalen, our colleague Adrian Wojnarowski had an article. In that article, he wrote about something that we've been talking for a long time, something that's been you about the NBA for a long time. Here's what Woj had to say in the article. He said the following. The NBA is hearing the renewed calls from small executives to overhaul buyout free agency system, an insistence at the odds are unfairly rated against them, and that the salary system has been courted to satisfy the glamour market supply of star talent for chip runs. And we know that Adam Silver watches the show every day, listens to the podcast every single night. So you've been saying that the buyout market and the deadline need to change. So tell Mr. Silver how he changed the way this works.
A couple of things. As a player that was bought out during his career, I saw started to change in NBA. Danny Ainge and the Boston Celtics acquired Sam Cassell, P.J. Brown about 10 or so years ago. And ever since then, what ended up happening is that situation had integrity. It was play as best you can, and then if it doesn't work with the situation, then the squad buys you out 85% of the season. The team has a chance to pick you up so that you're eligible to join them during playoffs. Now it's, I'm going to go into season Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge, and not really underperform James Harden in order to play so bad that the team is to move me. What happened with Andre Drummond? What happened with Al Horford? Those are different scenarios. And a little bit with LaMarcus Aldridge. But he and the Spurs both added that he wasn't going to play. So now what you see players taking control of their own destiny with another year left on the contract. But Griffin, Kevin Love, they have other years left on contract. You can't have a league where players under contract look down at their roster and say, well, ain't good enough to lead these guys to a championship. While I still got something left, he could go somewhere else and third, fourth, fifth, sixth best player in ring chase. And that's great for a player. It's terrible for the integrity of the league. So based on that, watch the league because they've already done something to stop teams from tanking. Ask Draymond Green. It's called the playoff. 7 through 10, you got to compete for that. There's no getting around that. However, they must do the exact same for the players. And here's what you do, Adam Silver. I know you watch and love your favorite program.
Shout out to Adam Silver.
The trade deadline and the buyout deadline should be simultaneous.
Great.
There's no way a trade deadline should happen, and it's 13 teams maneuvering to make it move, and we like trade deadline, countdown, 12 minutes, 13, 11 minutes to the deadline, and then boom, deadline happened. Why am I going to trade for Andre Drummond? I know you don't want to play. Why going to trade for him? Y'all know you're just going to bum out, and then where do you go? To the Los Angeles Lakers.
The minimum.
Not good for the league, great for players.
At the trade deadline, there should be no more buyouts. Your roster should be locked at that point going into the playoffs. Mr. Silver, listen to the Rose, make that change. Forward to seeing that happen across the ticker in a couple months. Jalen, we knew it was coming. Now it officially happened. I forgot. Who won Coach of the Year in basketball, men's college basketball?
Big Nuke, Juwan Howard.
Jalen, what do you think about this accomplishment from your former teammate?
Where's my music? Where's that Head of Victor's music? All I know is this. You've never seen Juwan Howard without a haircut or a crease in his hands. In all seriousness, what he's doing is groundbreaking. Not only black head coach, because there's very few in the NCAA. I got an example for you. Why isn't Kevin not coaching in college basketball? So many coaches that had issues around name that have won championships. Rick Pitino, Jim Boeheim. This goes on and on. They have other jobs. So the game needs Juwan in a lot of ways. Tall coaches that were power forwards in centers in the John Thompson. We see it with Patrick Ewing. Important to have big men be coaches. Lastly, former players. Indiana ain't get introduced to Mikeson. He played there. He come in the league. He waiting right there for them to give him the job. The Indiana had to sit back and watch Juwan win the Big Ten and win Coach of the Year. And like, wait a minute, maybe we should hire a former player. What a no idea. And so, Juwan, shout, I love you, I honor you. Season by my Wolverines. We win a tournament without best player, Isaiah Livers.
And it was a tough end to the season. However, Help is on the way. Once again, look at the recruiting class that Juwan Howard has coming into Ann Arbor. 7th-ranked player, ESPN 100. The 8th-ranked player, the 40th player, and the 40th-ranked player. Good things ahead for the Wolverines, and good things ahead for us and Jalen and Jacoby, because while Michigan is not in the Final Four, there are 4 great teams, and we will preview the Final Four. Coming live above the Heineken Rec and Pier 17. We're back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen, I don't know why we do this every day against our better judge. We have a segment where you decide, but we discuss. It's keep it moving. If you want to discuss the top, say hit the brakes. If not, we will keep it moving. We start with UCLA against the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Jalen, look at this point spread. The Gonzaga Bulldogs are favored by 14 points. The largest spread since 1975 when they expanded the tournament. What do you think will happen in this one?
I respect the game. Congratulations to the CLA Bruins for beating my Wolverines and made it to the Final Four. However, would take the points. I believe they're going to get the brakes beat off of them in the game. I think Gonzaga scores at least 70, 75. CLA, the slowest teams in the country, don't have multiple scores. They don't get over 60. I see that point spread heading. Take the point, 75 to 60.
Jalen, obviously, you don't know that
Jacoby,
much.
that's my guy. That's my guy that's going to do it. David Hovey, show my guy. Show my guy. To me, where is he?
Jalen, that's the nicest thing comparing me to Drew is the nicest thing you've had on this program the last 10 years. Not to the other matchup, like the Final Four. Houston against Baylor. Keep it moving or breaks.
Hit the brakes.
We'll hit the brakes on this one. Jalen, the Cougars are 2 seed. There's a 1 seed who think goes to the finals to take on the Gonzaga Bulldogs. You think will beat UCLA?
Unlike Deshaun Watson, James Harden, trust me, I love Houston. I love Houston. However, Donovan Mitchell's an NBA player, and he went on Baylor. So that's who I'm kind of going to take in this matchup. You know, I think the Jets are going to give him a couple of days off. He can go and play in the four. There he is.
They look the same. They're the same stature, the same number. Donovan Mitchell is playing for Baylor under the nickname Davion Mitchell. Not fair. For the reason alone, I have him going to the fun as well. Jalen, the AP Player of the Year college basketball has been named. Moving to hit the brakes.
Congratulations to Luka, represented for the Big Ten. Not going to be a game-changing NBA player. I'm only saying that because it's my job, too. Keep it for now. We keep moving. We keep moving.
We get another chance to watch one of our favorites, Paige Buckets. As
hit the brakes!
UConn
Hit the brakes!
Takes on Arizona. Jalen, what do you think we'll get from Paige Buckets this weekend?
Here's what I think. Here's what I think. I think you had a favorite player, and now I think Paige is now your favorite player in college women's basketball. Am I right? Because you're not easy, Jacoby, and I sit you on off wax, and you're paying attention to Paige. You like her game. Is she now your favorite player in college basketball?
In female and women's college basketball, yes, but I will still forever carry the torch for my girlfriend UNESCO and the New York Liberty. Moving on, Mr. Rose, E.Y. Hilton turned down deal. Keep moving or hit the...
As long as he got a deal. And Carson Wentz, hopefully he'll get him. Keep it moving for now. We keep it moving. We keep it.
It was opening day. The Astros took the field in front of fans, and something interesting happened.
Hit the brakes. Hit the brakes.
Remember Astros and the cheating scandal? We all wondered what would happen when they went to the road. Guess what? There were no fans, and there are fans now. Correa got hit, and those fans. What do you think about the treatment of Astros?
I think the Astros are a perfect example of why you should look at sports in a context, especially ring count. Because there's so many factors that go into whether an organization can actually win a championship. There are players that participated on that team going to walk around with Fatman rings and called champion for the rest of their lives, and they flat out cheated. I'm glad the fans are letting them have it. I'm glad the pitchers are beating them, and it should continue to happen for the glory of the ball.
It'll happen all season long. Well, the champion Dodgers took field, and something really interesting happened on a Cody Bellinger home run. Keep hit the brakes.
Oh, let me see. Dodgers, let me see. Hit the brakes.
Hit the brakes on this one. Watch what happens on Cody Bellinger home run. Goes out, off the glove, into the stands. However, Justin on first base thinks it's caught, so he runs back, and then Bellinger runs past him and called out and ends being a single. Jerose, what do you think of this blunder?
I think he's still running. He doesn't even realize that Bellinger, hit the ball, rounded first. He just running. Bellinger like, yo, hey, dog. Can I live? You know what I'm saying? So their team however, has a legit chance, Jacoby, as you know, to win the World Series. But it didn't happen if Clay Kershaw played the way he played in 09. That's all. Let's not ignore that. Let's not ignore that.
We have an interesting development in NFL numbers. Keeping her hit the brakes.
Brakes.
NFL may allow defensive backs, linebackers, and running backs to wear single-digit numbers. And what does that bring to mind?
Jersey sales in prime time. Prime time. Prime time. Prime time. Prime time. And Woodson.
Look at Woodson. Look at Woodson.
Those my guys, right? I love that position so much. I'm so happy that they can wear single-digit numbers and play for him.
We have the return of two center of the NBA. Joel Embiid will take the floor, and Bill Russell? Explain right after this. Your Embiid to the basketball floor. He'll be lacing him up this weekend. How much confidence do you have in the Sixers to have their big man back?
A lot of confidence. He's playing like an NBA before he got hurt. He's going to give him that anchor that not only scores on the block, turns both shoulders, but improves three-point shoot, gets to the free throw line. I'm excited about the Eastern Conference playoffs. The only team the last couple of years that seems like it's not continuing to ascend on paper and in standings is the Boston Celtics. Be interested to see how they perform once the playoffs start.
Bill Embiid is ready to play, and Gilles is ready to play another big one. Bill Russell, the Hall of Fame, the legend, the icon. He's in the gym ready to play, Jalen Rose. What do you think? Who's going to pick him up?
All I know is this. Keep your ratings. Bill Russell, his show is Jalen Jacoby. That's all I know.
We're back on Monday at 2 p.m. on ESPN. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.